You know, the case has been made here today, and I was asked to sort of clean everything up and finish things up, and I find that the words that I've written may be, well, not sufficient. You have seen here legislators, community leaders, nonprofit volunteers, business people, all saying that according to the governor's metrics, according to the governor's data, we fit the criteria. Our letter that we sent to the governor, it was not abrasive, it was not cowardly, it was respectful. We know that we are the duly elected representatives of the people of our districts, and we seek to represent them with dignity. We pointed to the very metrics that the governor and the health secretary created to outline why York and Adams County, they're ready to move. In the interim, if the governor wants to continue to ignore our letters, we know what we need to do. I can tell you that the legislature is poised to put more legislation on its desk next week to call for the reopening of various industries, because we know that protecting public health and protecting our economic health are not mutually exclusive goals. Over the last several weeks, my colleagues and I have had to explain to the people that we represent the governor's arbitrary and subjective method of closing certain businesses and picking winners and losers. The truth is, we simply can't explain it. We can't explain, again, as Representative Dan Mell said, you can walk down there into that crowded Lowe's or Home Depot to buy plants or for your vegetable garden, but you can't walk into our locally owned garden centers. We can go to the state liquor store and we can pick up a bottle of distilled spirits, but we can't take our pet to be groomed. They're not afforded that same opportunity. You can buy and sell a house in 49 other states, but you can't do that here in Pennsylvania. Why can a licensed beautician be closed why were some manufacturers forced to close while competitors received waivers? It has created confusion for many Pennsylvanians. Confusion has led to frustration. Frustration is leading to chaos. The patience has worn out. We cannot explain these decisions any longer to our constituents. The Senate is going to pass legislation to require the Department of Community and Economic Development to provide waivers to those industries that I mentioned, industries that are operating in many of our neighboring states. The bills passed out of the Senate committee just yesterday with strong bipartisan support, and I expect that they will be to our House colleagues by the end of this week. We are entrusting local elected officials, our county commissioners, to make the decisions on what is best for each of their counties. If the governor wants to be subjective and not clarify his metrics, I believe it is our county officials who can step in and fill that void. We're passing Senate Bill 327 onto the governor's desk to see if he truly thinks that our county elected officials are cowards. Again, we want to work with the governor. We want to collaborate. We want to have answers to the questions our constituents have raised with his policies, and I have to say that we no longer are able to explain. So we're going to do the people's business. We're going to lead by providing a clear direction forward. I want to thank you all for being here today, and I'm going to turn this back over to Representative Torin Ecker. We're in his district, and he can field some questions from you all. Thank you again.